am more than breast cancer.
I am more than gastric cancer.
I am more than Hodgkin's lymphoma stage 3.
I am more than Lynch syndrome.
I am more than metastatic male breast cancer.
I'm more than PMDD.
I am more than diabetes.
I am more than lupus.
I am more than FAP.
Welcome to More Than a Diagnosis. I'm Den.
And I'm Jess. This podcast is about so much more than cancer, chronic illness, or the labels we've been given. It's about reclaiming our lives, finding community, and thriving in ways we never thought possible.
Whether you're a patient, a caregiver, or just someone curious about what it means to live beyond a diagnosis, we're so glad you're here.
Den, can you believe that we are recording the season finale of our first season of our podcast?
Woohoo! I really cannot believe this. I still remember when we first started talking about the podcast and our hopes and dreams and what we wanted it to look like, the title, just all of it. And here we are, really? 17 episodes? Are you kidding me? I couldn't be more proud of us.
I'm so proud of us. When you said that, I just had a flashback. I don't know if this ever happens to you, but sometimes I'll just have these vivid flashbacks. And I remember, I think I was going through treatment. I don't remember if it was chemo or immunotherapy, but I feel like I remember sending you a message. And I feel like I remember being in the bathroom, one of my daytime baths, one of the million of them. And I remember sending you a message being like, wouldn't it be cool if we started a podcast?
Yes.
And it was just a thought. It wasn't even like we're doing this. This is our goal. It was literally just wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah. And I said, absolutely, it would be cool. And that was it. And then it kind of kept making an appearance, you know, as time went on.
Yep.
Eventually, we both felt the same way and we're like, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. It's not an if, it's a when.
Yes. Yes. And then we were trying to do all the logistical things of figuring out where we were going to record, then figuring out the internet issues.
Internet. The freezing.
The R2-D2, trying to talk and not being able to hear each other. Delays. Man, it felt like when we were first like, okay, we're doing this. We've got everything we need. We've got our mics. I got my computer. You know, we have what we need. We figured out we thought we figured out where we were going to record, but that wasn't it. We thought we had it all figured out. We sit down to record our first episode, and then my internet was crappy and it didn't work. And then I switched internet service providers and it was still crappy and it still didn't work. And I remember just thinking, is this ever going to happen?
Yeah, same.
Are we ever really going to get to do this? Like, is this meant to be? Are we supposed to be doing this?
Yeah, I remember we were both questioning it at the very beginning.
Yes.
Like, we're fighting against the current.
Yes.
Is what it felt like.
It did.
You know, but I'm so glad that we stuck to it and we didn't give up. And
we took our time, too. Like,
we did.
As much as we had these lofty goals of like, okay, we're going to release the first episode on this date. And then that date came and went. And then we're like, okay, we're going to release the episode on this date.
Nope.
And then that day came and went. But here we are, 17 episodes later.
Wow.
We did it.
What an accomplishment. I'm so happy and I'm so proud of us.
I'm so proud of us too.
We really did it. We set our mind to it and
I know.
We did it, friend.
And, you know, this podcast has honestly been such a gift to me because, you know, our friendship is so important to me and life is busy.
It sure is.
And we're navigating so many things, you know, and especially now with you being back to work. I was such a baby last week when you went back to work. The first day you were back to work.
No.
I cannot tell you how many times I went to go reach for my phone and then I was like, oh wait, she's at work. Never mind.
No.
Never mind. Because what y'all might not know is that Den and I don't really talk on the phone that much. Because when we do, I don't think we're on the phone for less than 2 hours. Ever. Ever. At least.
We know how to talk. We love to talk.
If you can't tell, we love to talk. But we message all day long.
Yes.
On multiple apps.
Yes. Different topics.
Totally different topics. And somehow we're able to keep it straight.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Me either.
But we do
really
it.
Good at it.
Yeah. Which is like, okay, maybe my brain isn't as broken as I thought it was. Mm-hmm. But this podcast has been a gift because it forces us to slow down. Mm-hmm. And it forces us to meet face to face and have a conversation and check in with each other and really work through a lot of the things that have been things that we've been talking about for the last couple of years. Yeah. And now we get to share those conversations with other people. And that's just been so healing for me. And it's helped keep me grounded in all the craziness that is life and the world, especially right now.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. It truly has been a gift. I feel that when we record, it's almost as if time stands still for us.
Yes.
And, we get to enjoy each other's company and talk about life. And what I do love is that our episodes reflect what we've gone through, what we're going through.
Yeah.
And it's relatable.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
I feel it's been great.
It's been so nice, too, to get messages from our friends and people in our community who have said such nice things about, I just love what you guys are doing. It makes me feel so seen. I feel like I'm just like listening in on a conversation between two friends. And honestly, that was probably the best compliment that I heard all season long was that this just sounds like a conversation between two friends. Because that's what this is. Like,
yes,
it literally is just a conversation between us that we want people to hear and be a part of the conversation. Because I feel like we are having conversations that we need right now, but also that we could have used when we were first going through our diagnoses and when we were navigating the things that we were going through, because it's so lonely.
Absolutely. So lonely. And my hope is that the same way we feel the podcast is so therapeutic, that's what we hope our listeners feel. That it's therapeutic and it's something that they want to hear about because they're currently going through it or have gone through it or know someone who's gone through it.
Yeah. And then they also don't feel comfortable talking about it themselves or talking about it publicly, because I'm sure that you've heard this before, but having people be like, wow, you really share a lot of personal things publicly. Like, yes, you're right. I do. But also, I don't share everything. No. I think maybe because we're so transparent in some of these really tough issues, I think maybe sometimes people get the idea that we share everything.
Yeah.
But
you're oversharing.
There's definitely, I'm sure there's times that we overshare, but there are things that are not, that we don't talk about publicly.
The fact that we don't necessarily believe in TMI, though, that says a lot.
That is true.
That has gone out the window.
Absolutely. Especially when it comes to physical things. Because, it is just a fact of life. We all burp. We all fart. We all have had diarrhea at some point in our life. And no, not everybody wants to talk about that, but if you're not human, if you've never burped, farted, or had diarrhea.
Yeah.
We just talk about it a little more than...
And we love to laugh about it.
Yes.
That's the other thing.
Yes, exactly.
We're done crying about it. I mean, sometimes we do still cry about it, but
yes, definitely.
we laugh a whole lot more now, I think.
Absolutely. It just reminds me of when we're recording and like when we were recording with Narissa. And so the thing is this season, everybody has not been able to actually see our faces when we're recording because we're kind of still figuring out what we want that to look like because we're not in the same place. We live far from each other. And so we record and we do have video. We see each other when we're talking, but y'all don't see us. So it is kind of funny because, you know, behind the scenes, when we were recording with Narissa, I remember we were talking about the burping and we're in the middle of recording and you start making all these faces because you were trying to hold back a burp. And I know because I'm used to it now. I know when you're trying to hold back a burp or when you're trying to do it quietly. Yeah. Because you start getting this look on your face. You like put your lips together really tight and then cover your mouth. And I just remember Narissa being like, is she good? She good?
Wait, but then I opened my mouth to say something and instead of words coming out, it was the biggest burp.
That's right. I forgot.
You did edit it out, right?
I did. I edited it out. I did. I promised I would. Even though Danny told you to just let him rip.
He did.
You know, I know that it's not your preference to be burping.
Don't edit it
on the podcast. And so we'll just leave it at that. And we'll leave that for us. But, you know, maybe there'll be some bloopers in season 2.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll share some bloopers and put it out there for everybody to see. Man, it's been such a fun season too. Yes. Not only, you know, we've had so many laughs and we've had such a great time in just talking about these hard things, but also holding space for the guests that we had on the podcast for them to share their stories. You know, it feels like such a gift to be able to hold space for people to share their experiences and try to offer up a safe space that, you know, you can express whatever it is that you're going through. And it just feels good. And I'm so looking forward to next season being able to interview more people and to be able to hold space for more of their stories, you know? Yeah. Did you have a favorite moment from the season? It's so hard, but...
Oh, I don't know. I have one too many moments.
Right?
I truly enjoyed our guests this season. I feel each guest had something unique to offer, relatable.
Yes.
And I felt like these guests basically validated us and helped us feel seen.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
Absolutely.
Truly looking forward to next season and the type of guests we're going to have.
I know.
It's gonna be great. How about you?
I just wish that there was more time. And like, there's just not enough time. There's so much to talk about.
I know.
You know, it's hard to pinpoint one, like you said. There's so many good moments. I think it's been really good to reflect on the lessons for me that I learned, that sometimes I don't want to say I forget, because I feel like I've applied the lessons. I'm actively applying them. But going back to treatment days and talking about where these practices have come from and being able to see kind of how far I've come and how far you've come, it feels like when we're struggling, especially for me, because, you know, I've been having some health issues lately, and so it's easy to get discouraged. Being able to have the podcast to look back and reflect on how far we've come and the progress we've made, it feels like such a gift of a reminder that even if we're not where we want to be, that we are still moving forward, and that each little baby step that we take really adds up. And it's a reminder of being back in chemo and having these conversations of every little bite adds up.
Yeah.
And now we're where we are. I don't think we've shared that story on the podcast before.
We haven't.
I don't think
we really
so.
Haven't. Nope. That every little bite adds up.
Uh-huh.
No. I mean, this goes way back to when we first started talking.
Yes.
And we were both struggling.
Big time.
Heavily. And we decided that the only thing we could really do is, well, for starters, try our best.
Yep.
And we keep going.
Yeah.
Even if it's the smallest little step.
Mm-hmm.
Because we came to the conclusion that these tiny steps were going to turn into really big steps. And even though at that moment it may not feel like a lot.
Yep.
But once they start adding up, bam.
Yep. Do you remember when I told you about how I always tell my girls, I would ask them, how do you eat an elephant? Do you remember that?
Yes.
I asked you. I was like, how do you eat an elephant? And I remember you were just like, what?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Huh?
I don't eat elephants.
Yep. And you said, well, one bite
at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're not eating elephants. No elephants have been harmed ever.
Promise. We love elephants.
Ever. We love elephants. But the idea is elephants are so huge and you cannot just swallow an elephant. If you're going to eat an elephant, you really have to eat it one bite at a time. And I feel like that carried us through so many of the hard days and has gotten us to where we are now. We have not fully eaten the elephant.
Nope.
But we've come so far and we have so much to celebrate and it just feels so good.
Yeah.
And it just reminds me of, like you said, all we can do is our best and our little do your best and fuck the rest. And that is how we are where we are. And, I'm so grateful for this experience and what it's taught me. And I'm also excited because 17 episodes in, and to be completely honest, we're just getting started.
We truly are. We've got such a long list of so many different episode topics.
Yep.
And it's funny because I feel like we kept pushing the number of episodes
We
in season
did.
1. I feel like initially it was 9, and then, okay, well, one more.
Yeah.
One more. And it turned into 17.
I know. Okay, we were like, okay, we do have to take a break because we want to pace ourselves. And also, do you remember when I was like, okay, what if we run out of things to talk about?
Yes. And I said to you, it's going to be a problem because I thought the same thing until I started jotting things down.
Right?
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, and every time we record, without fail, it's always like, oh, that's an episode of its own. Like, oh, we need to talk about that. Yeah. And our list of topics to talk about is so long. And our guest list is so long. And it was like season 1 was just not long enough to interview everybody we want to interview. And so I'm so excited to go into season 2. And, I don't really know what it looks like.
I don't either.
But I didn't know what this would look like either.
I was just going to say, to see where we started and where we were on our health journey and our mental health journey and navigating all of that and looking at where we are now.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing to see how far we've gotten and how much we've really grown.
Yeah.
And
there were points
together.
We have. And there were points of time in our recording where we were both really struggling. Sometimes at the same time. And
most of the time,
right? I don't know what that's about. But, it's like sometimes I look back at times that we were recording and things that we were reflecting on and listening back to some episodes and being like, wow, we were really going through it.
Yes. And do you remember the episode? I think it was the episode where we were talking about Rare Disease Day.
Yes.
And do you remember how we needed 2 sessions to record that one because I thought I was fine, and then all of a sudden,
oh yes,
you hit record, and then all you hear and see is me bursting into tears, and I'm like, I can't do this today.
Yes.
Now
those are the things that people do not see, you know, is we are transparent and we do talk about a lot of things, but we're also human, and these emotions hit sometimes, and you've been through so much that we haven't even touched on in this season. Like, I feel like next season we need to do a whole episode dedicated to just your story, because I feel like the Rare Disease episode day that we did barely scratched the surface.
So much more.
I feel like there's so much that we haven't really talked about. You know, you went through some major life-changing things, not just physically, but also emotionally. And those triggers still exist. And,
Absolutely.
you know, and you're working through them. And we work through them literally while we're recording.
We record,
Yep. But I feel like it's a beautiful thing that we have, that we shift and adjust to whatever is happening in our life. And we, like the last episode that we recorded, that will come out before this one, that was not what we had planned initially to record. And we were looking at the episode that we were supposed to record, and we kept putting it off.
Because we kept staring at it and we're like,
Actually, there were 2 episodes that we didn't record that were on our original list that we just kept going, we'll record that one later.
Yeah, it just wasn't meant to be,
No.
you know, and I love that about us, that we're on the same page. We're 2 different people going through 2 different types of illnesses.
Yeah.
Yet we have such a strong connection.
Yeah.
And I just love that about us.
I know, me too. Me too. I'm so grateful for this space. And I'm so grateful for the fact that you were willing to do this, because like we shared in the first episode, like before all of this, like you had a very private Instagram account and that was it.
I know.
That you didn't even post on.
No, it was already private, but then
and then you hardly posted
on it. Yeah.
And to be like, to go from that to being willing to have a podcast that goes out to, we have no idea who, like, at least on TikTok, you know, we have an idea who's watching, who's commenting, who's following. But when it comes to the podcast, like, we're just putting it out there in the world.
We sure are.
And I'm just so proud of us, and I'm so proud of you. And you know, I just feel like you've been through so much and you've overcome so much and you're handling so much and you have so much to offer to the world, in how hard that you've worked mentally and emotionally to overcome some really, really hard stuff. And I'm lucky enough to have an inside view on all of that and learn and grow with you, but to be able to share that with the world is just such a gift. So thank you.
Stop. No tears, just laughs. Well, you, my dear, hats off to you, because you're still navigating the aftermath of treatment and the constant roller coaster, the ups and the downs, and you, my friend, you roll with those punches.
I sure try.
And no cringe, but it's pretty inspiring to see.
Well, thank you.
It truly is, because you're going through your own issues, yet you still show up.
I try.
You show up every Tuesday. And what people don't see that I am privy to is I know just by looking at your face how you're feeling. And a lot of people don't. And they see you, you know, on live, and they see the Jess that they know. And they're ready, you know, to tell their story.
Yep.
But I see you.
Yeah.
And I know that you're pushing through when you don't feel well at all. Not one bit.
I know. We get off of live and you're like, you did it, friend. Good job. Like, are you going to go lay down now?
Yes. Because people don't know.
Yeah.
And they have no idea what you struggle with.
Yeah.
And you still show up because you care so much.
I do.
And community means so much to you. And that, my friend, is a privilege to see. And I could not be more proud of you.
Thank you. It is at the heart of everything that I do. And one thing that I realized after I started sharing on TikTok and after, our community started coming together and growing, I realized that everything I've ever gone through in my life has resulted in community and finding community, growing community, being a part of community, contributing, whatever it was. And so I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be and trying to make the most of a really crappy situation that I didn't ask to be in. And, before we end, like, not to be cringy, but I couldn't have gotten through any of it without you. And what people didn't see and what people don't see is that I am able to show up, and I was able to show up in the ways that I showed up because I had your support that nobody saw. And, when I was sharing going through treatment and I was in the thick of chemo and surgery and all of that, and I was able to share my experiences, it was because, and I was able to share them in like a calm, like, here's what I'm going through kind of way. It's because I was able to first process those things with you before I shared them publicly. And, we wouldn't be here, I don't think, without each other. And
absolutely not.
I'm just so excited for what's to come because in so many ways, I feel like we're just getting started. I think that there's a lot of things that we both want for our lives and for our community. And there's a lot of things that have been in the works for a long time.
A long time. But you know what? Just like this podcast, it's going to happen.
It will.
It will. Happen.
We have
no doubt.
Big dreams for what we want this community to grow into and what we want it to look like and what we want it to offer to people and the ways that our friends are showing up behind the scenes and also out there, publicly, like Narissa with her Happy Mail and it being a team effort and working on it. She does a lot of the labor of it, but we have friends who are behind the scenes supporting her with all of that. And, it's just, I'm excited to see where these things go. And I know it's going to be great. And I'm just so grateful for everyone who has come along for the ride.
Yes.
Because we have such an amazing community that is so supportive and not just of us, but of each other. And I say it probably every week. Sometimes I might forget, but every week in our lives, in our support group, I always say, connect with each other outside of this space. It's why I have people introduce themselves in the chat because the function of the support group is that we continue to support each other outside of our support group space. And so that's what I want to continue to see happening. And I'm seeing it actively happening where people are connecting with each other and building community with each other and supporting each other in ways that maybe we can't support them because we've not experience those things. And while we can be emotionally supportive, having somebody who's gone through those specific things and then them being able to connect with each other, it's just such a beautiful thing to see.
And yes, that was a slight delay because I did burp.
It's okay.
But it was a quiet one.
No worries.
Had to go out with a bang.
Right? You should have just let it rip.
The episode's not over yet.
Nope. Might still have time to get one in there, sneak one in there.
And not only that, but I'm really thankful for how the community has embraced the podcast. And so many people have said, hey, I have a friend that's going through this and this and that, and I told her about the podcast.
Yeah.
That is one of the best things to hear.
I know.
Because it means that we're doing something right.
Yeah.
And if we can help just one person feel a little less alone by what we're sharing.
Yep. It makes it all worth it.
It makes all the difference, and it's all worth it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Man, I can't believe we're ending the first season. I'm not ready. But I'm so excited to come back next season, and like we said, we don't really know what it's going to look like. We'll definitely have more guests, share space, share more of their stories. And honestly, I think that our next season will probably be even more unfiltered than this season was. Agree. I feel like we were just like dipping our toes in and talking about things, testing the waters. But, we have some more topics that we feel need to be discussed that maybe we can't discuss quite as openly on social media because of the parameters of restrictions on the words that are not allowed to be used and, getting flagged and whatnot. So I'm excited to be able to take on some more of those hard conversations. And, I hope that y'all will follow us on TikTok if you're not already. We share a lot there, each separately, but then together as well. And hopefully by the time this episode drops, our TikTok will be active and we'll be posting there to try to help hold you guys over while you wait for season 2, while we take a couple weeks off. Hey, I'm not pointing fingers, because when one finger is pointing at you, 3 are pointing back at me. So it's a team effort here. But hopefully by the time you're hearing this episode, we'll have been a little bit more active on our TikTok. We do have our Instagram if you're not already following us there. We'll try to get better about posting there. We also have our website, and we hope that you'll stay connected to us while we take this little break and kind of regroup and figure out what we want our next season to look like. If you are a part of this community and you're unaware, in a few weeks, we'll be having a meetup for anyone who is interested. If you would like to join us, please reach out. We are so excited.
Super excited. What I would love is if our listeners are interested in hearing about certain topics, maybe. Yes. If y'all want to reach out, send a message.
Yes.
And let us know any specific topics that would be of interest.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Episodes would be great. I think.
You can either message us individually on TikTok or on Instagram, or you can also hit us up on our website. There's a place on our website where you can send us a message, and that's probably a great way for you to let us know what topics you would like to hear us talk about in season 2, because we're going to spend the next couple weeks just kind of figuring out where we want to start and what we want to talk about. And like we said, we'll be having more guests. So, man, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has listened, everybody who has subscribed. I think, your subscriptions and your comments and your sharing just helps get this message out to somebody who might need it. And your support just means so much.
We're so grateful for everyone's support.
So grateful. I'm not ready for it to end.
All right, y'all.
We did it, guys. Thanks so much for being with us for this season. And we will see you next season on More Than a Diagnosis. Until next time, please remember to take care of yourselves and to give yourselves grace.
Thanks for joining us on More Than a Diagnosis. We hope today's conversation left you feeling seen, heard, and maybe even a little more connected.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who might need it.
And if you're looking for a place to connect with others who truly get it, Join our support circle at morethanadiagnosis.org, where we will continue this conversation. It's free, it's welcoming, and it's built for you.
Because no one should have to navigate this alone.
Until next time,
keep living, keep growing, and remember,
you are more than a diagnosis.